Hello besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel, my booktube. I am here today with a really fun video. I hope that it's going to go well and in my favor. Today's video is going to be ending the video whenever I find a 5-star read. And I'm hoping, based off of my January TBR that I pulled in one of my last videos, that at least one of these books on this TBR is going to be a 5-star. Now, I have read a few of them already in my last reading vlog video, the Let's Do Book Stuff video, if you watched that. And though one of them came really close to being a 5-star, I haven't hit my 5-star yet, at least with this TBR. So I'm gonna start off with my January TBR and hope that one of them is a 5-star off of my January TBR. I have really high hopes. I've actually got it sitting here right behind me, what's left on my January TBR, and I'm really hoping that at least one of these is a 5-star, because I did say in my TBR video that I feel like at least 2 of them was going to be a 5-star. Very bold of me, I know, very bold, but we'll see. That's exactly what this video is going to be. Ending the video once I found a 5-star. If I don't end up feeling it, then I can just mood read, and hopefully whatever I mood read will be a 5-star. Hopefully we don't have to get to that point though, because look how good this stack is here. It's so good. Okay, so I've got options here. I've got Scythe by Neil Shusterman, which is one that I'm also supposed to be annotating. It's a challenge that I have just for that one specifically. And then I've got Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates. I pulled both of these in one go on my last TBR pulling video. I've got Wild Love by Elsie Silver, which I have really high hopes about as well. Honestly, high hopes about all of them, but specifically Wild Love and Magnolia Parks. I have the tinglies for both of these. And then we've got The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which I've actually already started. I'm probably a little bit over halfway through The Deal, and I'm really enjoying it. So who knows? We'll see if that ends up being a 5-star based on maybe how it ends. I'm not sure. I did read, what was it? Expiration Dates in my reading vlog, and I absolutely loved that book. I ended up giving it a 4.5 stars because I did truly love it so much. I really thought that that one might have been a 5-star, but I think if I had maybe 75 more pages with just a little bit more detail before the book ended, it may have been a 5-star. I don't know. I think I needed a little bit more of a certain character and just like connection with him to really give it that 5-star. So I did give it a 4.5. We got really close with Expiration Dates, but I'm really hoping that this stack will tell me that we've got a 5-star in my hands, in my possession here specifically. So I am going to go ahead and pick back up on The Deal now, and we'll see where it goes. So just a brief synopsis on The Deal if you've never read it before. It is a hockey romance. Really quickly, just want to say, read the trigger warnings on this. There is a certain topic in here that I feel that some of you might want to read the trigger warnings on. It's not like a very detailed description of this certain thing, but I did just want to make you guys aware that you may want to check the trigger warnings. Basically, you follow Hannah and Garrett. It is a dual POV, which I absolutely love. I'm eating it up so far. Hannah is a music major, and she ends up meeting Garrett, who is a hockey player for the university that they go to. They're in a class together. Hannah has aced a certain really big exam in the class, and Garrett, like pretty much all the other students in the class, ended up failing it. He decides he's going to do whatever it takes to get Hannah to tutor him so that he can ace the exam and keep going with his hockey career. Hannah does not want to accept at first, but when she finally does, they do have a deal that if she tutors him, then he will help to make another guy that she's really into jealous by sort of fake dating, if you will. So I am really enjoying it. It's just been such a fun ride so far. So I'm going to continue to read this one now, and we'll see if it ends up being a 5-star. I am in chapter 34 and it's so good. It's so good. I'm loving everything that's happening, but I feel like there's also something bad that may be about to happen. I'm less than 100 pages away from the end, so I'm a little worried. But also, it's got to end well. It's just got to. Come here. Show your sweater. Show your perfect little sweater. You're so beautiful. Look, guys. Look, everybody. I have my beautiful little turtleneck sweater on. Sweetness. Okay, okay. Where am I at in this book? I went from chapter 25 yesterday to now I'm at the epilogue. So that was page 218 yesterday afternoon, and now I'm at the epilogue, which is 368. And there's also a bonus chapter too that I'm going to read right now. I've only got like 4-ish pages left, and I'm going to go ahead and knock it out right now. Okay, so I have just finished The Deal by Elle Kennedy, and this was a really, really cute book, a really good one. It's only my second hockey romance that I've read, so it was definitely a fun ride. I feel as though I like this one a lot more than Icebreaker, which is the other book, hockey romance book that I've read, and I'll definitely be continuing the series because this was a really, really fun read, a really fun romance. I think out of both POVs, I enjoyed the male main character's POV better than the female main characters. I also just loved both of their just character development and kind of like how they start to find themselves after they meet each other in a sense, and they become like more confident in their decisions and things like that. So all of that to say, I am really excited to read the next book in the series. I think the next one is The Mistake. Yep, The Mistake, and then The Score, The Goal, and The Legacy. All in all, I don't think we found a 5-star with this one, though I feel it was a very close one. I just didn't get the tingles from it that I would with my normal typical 5 stars. I think if I were to rate it right now, I would probably give it like a solid 4-star, maybe like 4.25, because I feel like it is a little more than a 4-star, but it's not a 5-star. So I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and move along with the next book that I figured I would pick up on my TBR. I do want to switch up a little bit from the romance because I've read 2 romances back to back now. I did go ahead and bring out Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I think that's how you say his last name. And I've also got some annotation supplies as promised. Technically, my last TBR video, I think I pulled, I can't remember what book it was that I pulled whenever I had the annotate the next book tab. The TBR video before that, I had pulled Scythe with my annotation challenge ticket. So I said in that video that I would go ahead and just annotate Scythe because a lot of you were saying this would actually be a really good book to annotate, and I feel like it would be easier than whichever book it was that I pulled with that ticket this last time. So I'm gonna annotate this one, or at least attempt to, and we will see if this one ends up being a 5-star. I really do enjoy dystopian. I haven't read a whole lot of dystopian. I did read the first book in the Shatter Me series, and then I of course read the Hunger Games series forever ago. I'm going to read Scythe and see how it goes. I'm really hoping that with all of the stuff that goes on in this book that maybe this one will be enough to be a 5-star. I don't know. We'll see. Wow. A world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and has even conquered death. Now scythes are the only ones who can end life, and they're commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. That's crazy. This sounds really interesting. So we will see how this goes and see if we've got a 5-star in our hands. Third sentence, and I'm already grabbing my highlighter. Since this is only the literal third sentence in the book, I'll read it off. Everyone is guilty of something, and everyone still harbors a memory of childhood innocence, no matter how many layers of life wrap around it. Humanity is innocent, humanity is guilty, and both states are undeniably true. Okay, all right. This is a good one. Hope in the shadow of fear is the world's most powerful motivator. Neil. Thank you. Hello, happy Monday. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and give you a quick update on where I am in Scythe. This book is crazy. I believe this one is actually a YA, which I did not realize, but it kind of makes sense because the main characters are teenagers. So I feel like this book goes a lot deeper than like what you would think a YA would, to be honest. I am on page 138 as of current, and you guys were right that it is a really good one, honestly, to annotate. Basically, you're following Citra and Rowan, who are two teenagers who are basically brought on as apprentices to a Scythe, which is someone in their time of the world who basically has the power to glean or basically kill certain people when there is actually no death, period, for anyone in the world. The only way that you can full on die in this world that they are now in, this futuristic world, is to be gleaned. And the Scythes are ones to glean. There's a lot of rules to being a Scythe. You are supposed to be like a very good-natured, good person to become a Scythe, but there's also a lot of rules. Scythes also cannot have families. They have to follow very, very strict rules. They cannot be biased in their gleanings. They have to meet a certain amount of gleanings a year for population control purposes, but you're also trying to figure out, there's like a testing of morality with this book, which is very, very interesting, and you're kind of following Citra and Rowan's struggle and like grasping of that. I think they're like 16 or 17 in the book. So basically they are with Scythe Faraday for a full year. He brings them on, and whichever one he chooses at the end of the year to become a Scythe, only one of them becomes a Scythe, but they both go through this whole apprenticeship and process to see which one of them is going to become a Scythe. And when you're a Scythe, you are granted immortality forever, as well as your families, as long as you live. So it's just very, very interesting so far. I have had a good bit to annotate, especially for it to be a YA. I'm not huge on annotating, and so the challenge of annotating a book and this being the one to annotate has actually been really, really awesome. This one has actually been such a good one to be tasked to annotate, and you guys were so right that there is just so much that goes into this book that really has you thinking. And guys, I don't know, this may end up being, will it be a 5-star? I'm unsure, but this is like a really good running candidate. So we'll see if I end up finding my first 5-star of the year. I really don't know. I did read The Deal, and that one was pretty close to a 5-star, but just not quite there. So we'll see if Scythe maybe can be a front runner, if you will, for this video. I don't know. This is only the second one that we've got for this video so far to see if it's a 5-star. I don't know. I will keep you guys updated though. Continue reading today because I am off for the day and also home for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna make a little drink, a little cranberry drink, and continue reading this book. I've been trying not to drink a whole lot of soda recently, but I'm wanting to venture into like juice concentrates and cocktails and stuff like that. So I picked up some tart cherry, some 100% pure tart, why can't I say it? 100% tart cherry juice, as well as some just straight cranberry juice as well. I actually really like cranberry juice a lot of the time, but I don't think I've ever had just 100% cranberry juice, not from concentrate. Like this, the ingredient is literally just cranberry juice. So I'm gonna try to drink some of this. I may add a poppy to it, I don't know, but I may just try to drink it just straight up because there's a lot of benefits to it and to the tart cherry juice as well. So, okay, let's take a sip of this. Probably gonna be very, very sour, but I may add a poppy to this real quick. I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna do a wild berry poppy in there. If that maybe fixes things a bit. Oh yeah, much better. I love that both of the main characters are really so different from each other, but you start to see kind of their similarities in their morals throughout the book a little bit. It's really interesting. And also, I just would not have thought, like, I knew the premise of the book before going into it a little bit, but I just would not have thought about like the depth that goes into this book. And I also didn't realize that it's part of a series too. So it actually has me really excited because, you know, I still have a lot of the book to go, but I don't know. It makes me excited to have like a series for this just because it has me really, really thinking, and my mind is just reeling with this one. It's like the main characters don't want to become scythes, but that's like what scythes look for, is someone that does not want to have the power of gleaning other people. Like they want to have good people that aren't going to be biased or very quick to anger or do things very, very maliciously. So like Citra and Rowan are competing against each other to get the ring to become a scythe, but at the same time, like they didn't really want to be a scythe in the first place. 'Cause I don't know, it's kind of crazy. So I finished Scythe last night. All I could think about today at work was just everything that happened and how that book ended. Scythe was incredible. I truly did not expect, you guys, I did not expect how good it was, and just like how much I actually like truly really enjoyed the book. I just did not realize how much I would actually really be into that book, and you guys were right. I don't know why it took me so long to stink and read it. But my mind was just reeling the whole time. There were so many shock factors to it that happened, especially leading up to the very end. Even some of the sort of more side characters, holy cow. Like, I'm getting chills just even thinking about it. I really enjoyed the book. I will say, honestly, even thinking of, you know, putting yourself in their shoes and thinking like, what if the world one day turned out like this, where there is no disease or death? The only way to completely die is to be gleaned by the Scythes, who are basically reapers of the world. And just like, what is more moral, having the life that we have now with like natural death, or death by other things, you know, like not even just disease, but like, you know, certain accidents and things like that? Is it more moral to be mortal and die of like the natural things, or the most common ways that people pass away now? Or is it more moral to be immortal up until you get gleaned, and the way that they glean people and the reasons why? And just, I mean, my mind was reeling this whole time. And the main characters, you know, in their apprenticeship, you follow them along their journey as apprentices to a Scythe, and just that story in and of itself was so good. I will definitely be continuing on in the series. I will be reading the second book, hopefully the third book too. I know there's even like book 3.5, which I want to say is just like a novella for the very end. It really, really had me, you guys. I really enjoyed that book. So thank you guys for pushing me to actually read it. With that said, was it a 5-star? Okay, it was so close. It was so close to a 5-star. I ended up giving it a 4.5 stars. I know that's what I gave expiration dates, which is kind of ridiculous. But there's like a certain feeling that I get whenever I rate a book a 5-star. It's very, very hard for me to give a book a 5-star. This one, like, I mean, it was incredible. I will recommend it. It was amazing. So 4.5 stars to Scythe. I loved it so much. With that said, I think I'm going to move on to, I have a couple more books on my TBR actually. I've got Wild Love by Elsie Silver and Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Wild Love. My friends, it has been a few days since I have done anything for this vlog. Why are we like angled downward like that? It's been a few days since I have popped onto this vlog, honestly. It's probably been like 5 days since I've popped onto this vlog just to give kind of an update on where I'm at with everything. To be honest, you guys, I've just not really had much time to like sit down and physically read anything, but I do have a lot of time to do that tonight. So I'm going to hop back into Magnolia Parks, and I'm really hoping that I can get like a huge chunk of the way through this. I'm really wanting to sit down and just soak it all in, really soak up Jessa Hastings like phrases that she has, and just like her prose and the way that she writes. Oh, it's so beautiful already. I can just tell it's gonna have me feeling a lot of different emotions, a lot of the feels. I think I'm going to, honestly, I did just get home from work, so I think I'm gonna get like really cozy and just really like set the tone for my night of reading. I might get one of my poppies out of the fridge and grab a little snack and just vibe, chill. Hopefully we'll see if it's a 5-star. I have a feeling, just based off of the first couple of chapters, literally, that this is just so good and may end up being a 5-star, but I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm not going to put it out there anymore. I'm going to change and then we'll circle back. All of these intricate details in this book just have me absolutely loving it. Like this specific part here says, it's talking about perfume and how Magnolia's mom is launching a new perfume. And this sentence says, they leave a mark on your mind in a way other things can't. So true. That is literally so true. It's little sentences like that that are so simple but make you think so much. Scents leave a mark in a way that other things literally cannot. I'll smell a certain smell of like a random candle or something, or like walking into a certain store, and the nostalgia of whatever scent that is will bring me back in a way that nothing else really can, which is just so interesting. So that one literal sentence, I'm like, the writing and the way that she has you just feeling with a singular sentence is crazy. I have book club tonight. I am so excited to finally be getting back together with all of my book club gals. In one of the book clubs that I'm in, I am just so excited to be talking about The Light of the Fireflies, which was one of the books that I read in January. There's just so much that will need to be discussed about this book. It was such a wild ride, and I feel like everyone will have a lot of input for this one. So I just can't wait to talk about that. But one of our book club members is sick though, so where we normally do our book club, we aren't going to anymore. Normally we meet at one of the girls' houses, but we're not going to be able to meet tonight because she's the one that is sick. So we're going to go get Mexican. I cannot wait to devour an enchilada and talk about a book. Like, does that not just sound so good? That's besides the point. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am currently sort of redoing our master bathroom. I repainted it because the beige was not giving. I painted it like a deep mushroomy kind of color. You can't really tell as well on camera as you can in person, but it's very pretty in person. And I also got like really tall curtains to hang up too, which I think just totally elevates the space. Ooh, that's a lot of blush. I have blush blindness. I had something that I was going to talk to you all about while I was doing my makeup, and it just completely left my mind. I am listening to the last book in the Zodiac Academy series, Restless Stars. I just purchased the Audible late yesterday and started it. I'm just so happy to be jumping back into this series. I took a really long break from it though, just because there was just so much happening, and I just, to be honest, did not want the series to end. But I will say I've missed it so much. I've missed all the characters so much. There's just always something happening. Like, I feel like book 9, we've just jumped right back into all of the action. There's not been a single moment where it has been like kind of a dead period with not a whole lot happening. Like, there's already just so much going on, and I'm in chapter, what is it? I'm in chapter 8. I still got like 24 hours left of it, but I just love the series so much. So much has happened though that sometimes I'm like, okay, wait, who is this alluding to? Like, when did, what book did said scenario happen in? Like, it's a lot. It's basically like if these books were to be made into like a TV series, it would be like a 20 season series. That's how it feels. Suzanne and Caroline, the authors though, they just don't care to just mess with your emotions like crazy. Like they really do not care. I am also, sorry, let me do this without you guys seeing my eyeball go all weird. Beans is snoring. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but she is snoring right outside of the bathroom door. I am one of those people that loves to have an audiobook that I can listen to whenever I can't physically read. Zodiac has been so good to listen to so that I can finish off the series as my audiobook whenever I'm doing things like this. When I'm doing like my makeup and stuff, I can have the audiobook going. And then Magnolia Parks is my current physical read. So I do have different books going on right now. I am technically reading different books at the same time, but they're completely different genres, and I love doing that. Especially if I'm like, even if I do have the time to physically read, but I really want to be listening to Zodiac, I can just listen to my Zodiac audiobook and like continue to do something else. Magnolia Parks, I feel, is going to be very, very up there for me. I'm obsessed with all of the small detail, like even down to all of the clothing that they wear and stuff. And just really, Jessa's writing it just really immerses you into that world, that very like Gossip Girls vibe, UK version. I've got some really good books going on right at the same time. This last Zodiac book could very well be a 5-star, unsure, because I'm barely into it, but that's kind of why I chose to listen to it, because I love Zodiac Academy so much, and I feel like it is a definite contestant for this vlog slash 5-star, finding a 5-star video. And then of course Magnolia Parks has been on my radar for so long, but I wanted to make sure that I had a lot of good time to be able to read it, because I have a feeling that it's going to be very, very high up in my star rankings. So we will see what comes about with both of these books, but I'm just vibing with life right now. I'm loving the books that I'm reading. I've got the book club tonight. I don't really have much going on this weekend, which I'm so happy about. I love having like a pretty open weekend. Like it's just so, I look forward to times when I don't have anything going on, like no work to focus on, and no like crazy events happening. I mean, I think we might be going to dinner for one of my brother's birthdays tomorrow night, but I mean, that's not like a crazy event of any sort, or like, you know, a big get together. Like it's literally just gonna be me, Tyler, and my family, my siblings, and mom and stepdad. So I love weekends like that. I am going to continue listening to Restless Stars though, see how far we can get. It says I've got 23 hours and 47 minutes left, which is crazy, but I'm gonna keep on listening while I get ready.
And I found a second carving at step through the archway to inspect the metal door beyond.
Y'all, I just walked out onto my front porch to pick up an Uber delivery for book club tonight. And when I walked out there, this was on my stoop. Obviously, I can tell that it's a book. I was not expecting this today. I'm so excited. I'm gonna pull out the notes first because I can feel the notes. So let's look at the note first. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. This is so cute. It says, loved your February TBR and wanted to send you a book, ... just because it was on your list and had my name in it. And it's from my mother-in-law. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my mother-in-law's name is Donna. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Wait, with her name in it. Okay, with her name in it? Are you stinking kidding me? This is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my mother-in-law's name is Donna. So of course she had to get Belladonna because her name is in the second half of it. I'm so excited. Wait, that's so sweet. I think, is this a, what's it called? Is this a duology or is it gonna be a continued series? No stinking way. There's a blurb on the back by Stephanie Garber that says deliciously deadly. Y'all know how I feel about my Stephanie Garber. That is so awesome. I'm so excited, and I'm gonna put my little note right here. I'm so excited to add that to my next TBR.
One of those is the guild stone. Its fingers skimming over this stone will play in a circle, make it from the marbles to the ground. Green trying to fly. A flash of smacking into the
Hello guys, I am just now picking back up on Magnolia Parks at 41% currently, and I am just loving this so very much. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's just like the toxicity or just wanting to figure out like if certain people are going to get back together or what's going to happen to like even the side characters in the story. So good. And I can't put it down. Like, this is all I was thinking about whenever I was at work today. I just have to know what happens to all of these characters. I just love them so much already for whatever reason. It's like Jessa Hastings has a way of writing where you just know these characters' thoughts so well. Like, you know their mental and their just internal everything and how deeply they feel. And I think that's why I feel so connected to them, because the feelings are just like so put out there on paper, well, on electronic, I guess. So I am just quite enjoying this at the current moment. What? Do you like it too? Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Didn't expect that little side twist there. Ugh. That sucks. All right, everybody. Okay, so let me update you on where I'm at in Magnolia Parks. Wow, there's a lot happening in here. So just an update on what today is. It is Thursday at 4:22. I got home from work a little bit ago, and I am now at 54%. I read a good bit yesterday, but like not as far as I wanted to get. So I'm wanting to read some more before I head out in like an hour or so. We'll see how far I get. I don't know how far I'm gonna make it, to be honest, but that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna read and just see where these characters take my mind. I'm concerned. See, this is what I mean by just the smallest detailed phrases that Jessa puts in her writing. I swear I'm probably butchering this name, but I'm saying Marsali. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it says, Marsali used to say something about how love can go sour like milk and then it turns to hate. Maybe we left our love out. That's the most simple phrase, but when you think about it, it's like, that is just like such a good added detail to how you feel when you read this book. It's so good. Her writing is making me fall in love with these characters. They just feel so deeply, and you can literally feel the emotion like deep down because of how she writes. It's so good. I'm so annoyed, but I can't stop reading. So I'm on page 370 now. I'm almost done. I have, okay, there's 430 pages in the book. 60 pages left. Hopefully the math on that is right. I want to hate this so much, but I can't. I want to hate everyone in this book so much, but I literally can't. I was almost brought to tears about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes ago. Just don't know how this is going to end. And I have a feeling that the ending is going to really make me mad. But are we surprised? I am absolutely eating up every quote, every detail, every little thing that is going on. But I've got 60 pages left and I need these people in this book to get it together. Almost cried 5 minutes ago. Now I'm raging. I'm mad. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here with 60 pages left? Like, I can't. So frustrated. Characters are so hypocritical and they get in arguments, like full-blown knockdown dragouts, to turn right around and do the same toxic things in the same vicious cycle over and over again. So like, why do I love them? Why do I want more? Why do I even care about like how things are going to wrap up? It's the way that Jessa writes, and I know I've already stated this multiple times, but just the way that she writes emotion onto paper is crazy, but also so frustrating and also sad, and also I can't stop. My eyes can't stop. And my brain is reeling, and all I'm thinking about are these characters every single day when I'm not actually reading the book. Anyway. I finished Magnolia Parks the other day, and needless to say, I absolutely ate it up. Jessa, you are rising very quickly on my top authors, romance authors specifically list. This was so good, and though the characters are just so insanely toxic, you also can't help but just feel so deeply connected to them in like the craziest ways. I don't really even know how to explain it. It's just the way that she writes and the quotes that she throws in there and how she expresses their emotion through words. I absolutely love this. I cannot wait to get to reading Daisy Hates. Like, that's got to happen very soon. Like, I need to know what happens after this ending, because what the heck? What was that? I am upset in a lot of different ways for the way that it ended, but like in a way of I want to know what happens next. Like, I've got to know. It's like one of those series of like TV shows that you watch and you're obsessed with, and it leaves you on the biggest cliffhanger of all time. That's how I felt with this. So, I am just so excited to continue this series. I want every single edition ever of this book, and probably